Hello everyone, let's take a look at LeetCode 1249, minimum remove to make valid parentheses. It's a very popular interview question, as we can see, especially for Facebook. It's very frequent. Okay, so for this problem, it's a very typical stack question. The question is like we have a string. It consists of the open bracket, the closing bracket, and some lowercase in English characters. And our task is to remove the minimum number of parentheses and the open bracket or closing bracket in any position. So, for example, for example one, as there are two open bracket, then there's three closing bracket. Then we know there will be one extra closing bracket, so we can remove them, and we can remove any of them. The final answer, we can just remove any valid answer. And for the third example, we can see there are two closing bracket, so they don't have any match, so we need to remove them. And at the end, there are also two open bracket. We also need to remove them. So the final answer is an empty string. Okay, so for most like problems related to the parentheses, we can use a stack to solve them. And we can find that we don't need to play with this lowercase English letters since we don't need to delete them. We only need to erase the bracket. Okay, so we have a stack here, and the stack is used to store the index of the open bracket or closing bracket. Of course, we need to for loop the characters in this input. Okay, if it's an open bracket, we just push the index to the stack. Otherwise, if it's a closing bracket, we try to find a match. So if the stack is not empty, then we have a match. Otherwise, this closing bracket is actual closing bracket. We need to erase it. So we just mark it as like we use a question mark here. Okay, so for A, we don't care about it. Then now it's a closing bracket. Since the stack is empty, so it's not a match. We just mark it as question mark. At the end, we'll just delete those question mark. Okay, now we are in this open bracket. Then we just push the index to the stack. Okay, push another one. Now we ignore C, and it's a closing bracket. It's a match since the stack is not empty. So we just pop 4. Okay, now there's another open bracket. So we push the index here. Okay, now the for loop finish. Okay, at the end, we just pop all the elements in this stack and mark the corresponding index as question marks. So we have those question marks. At the end, we just remove those question marks and we have the final result. So in C++, you can implement like this. And in Python or other languages like Java, there's some other implementations. You can just find the ones that's easy to implement or easy to use. Okay, so as I mentioned, like for most questions related to parentheses, we can use stack to solve them. Okay, that's it. See you next time.